agree with what Howard's saying. I think Golden does not lose a game the rest of the way, Gary Payton or not, because Memphis is fun. They're deep. It's a great roster like that, but they're still a year away. And I'm going to say this because they still make the inexperienced mistakes that inexperienced teams make. And you saw it in the last series, right, where they couldn't hold a lead or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, if Golden State gets up 26 points, right, do you really think Golden State's going to let that? No, the game's over.
Welcome in to Stand Bounds, the sports podcast of the people. I'm your host, Kari P, here alongside Howard. How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's good? Hey, Utah, go trade down Mitchell right now to New York Knicks. It'll be 2 first rounders. We'll give you Mitchell Robinson.
And K-Wall, what's up, bro?
Suns in 6.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, that boy Luka.
Every series, boy, Suns in 6.
Suns in 6. All right, cool. So, as we gonna get into the second round of the playoffs, you know, the first round was pretty good. I enjoyed the first round. You know, the Celtics. You know, we were the only team to get a sweep in the first round. But I mean, who are we? Who are we? All right, guys. So, what y'all want to start, East or West? What's up?
Save the West for last. Start with the East is more interesting right now.
All right, so let's start in the East, right? We're going to start with the number 1 team and the Heat going up against the number 4 team in the 76ers. The series right now is 2-1, and Joel just came back. What y'all feeling about this series right here?
Heat in 6. They Heat in 6. I mean, it's kind of like with like no Luka, no chance. Same thing with the Sixers. No Embiid, no chance. But the shitty part is they're playing a basketball genius with Spoelstra, Riley, and the Heat. They're gonna make their adjustments or whatever like that, and they're gonna let what the Phoenix Suns are doing with Luka. They're gonna let Luka do whatever he wants, but nobody else is gonna contribute or like that. So unless Embiid goes out there and scores 108 points a game or whatever like that, they're not gonna let him beat him. So Embiid's a matchup nightmare or like that. Good luck to Bam and whoever else has to endure that for the next, 3-4 games or like that. But I don't think Philly has the talent to make this a series and possibly pull it off or like that. But I don't see the Heat allowing that because I think the Heat have the deeper bench with Herro and that Oladipo off the bench. That kind of offsets it for me because the starting lineups are kind of there's an advantage for this side. There's an advantage here and here and here. But the bench is really for the Heat is what trumps the Philly. Because Herro could come off the bench and get you 30. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, I like Heat in 7. Honestly, I would have took the 76ers if James Harden, that fucking bum, James Harden, could have came out and stole one. All he needed to do was steal one of those games and let me know, like, hey, this guy is for real. He wants a chip. He's got the talent to do it. It's not that he doesn't. He still had Max. He had Thibault. Harris has been playing well. It's not like he didn't have pieces where he couldn't steal one game for Embiid while he's hurt. Nah. The performance I've been seeing from James Harden, yeah, no. I think Heat in 7. Embiid will make it interesting, but it's Heat in 7.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, and back in his Houston's days, that the dude was taking like 40 shots a game. You know what I'm saying? I understand he's not the same guy that he was there, but I mean, you're when Embiid's gone, it's your squad to run. You know what I'm saying? You're the guy. You know what I'm saying? You're the star that they're supposed to lean on. That's the reason why they traded for you in the first place. And it's not going to cut it. You only taking like 10 shots a game. What is that? And you're not even shooting. I could see if he was taking 10 shots a game, right? And he's 8 for 10, but he's taking 22 free throws. You know what I'm saying? Hitting 20 of them.
Yeah.
That's like 30 plus points. That's I could see that. And I could see if he was getting everyone involved. He's just out there kind of. He's doing the same shit he did in Houston before he wanted to get traded. He's just out there playing basketball. And it sucks because dudes like Maxey who are having like stellar seasons, and Harris is finally like he's finally found his role on the squad and contributing. And Embiid's having a monster season. There's a lot of progression along this roster. The entire you got your fucking team killer in James Harden to come and just bring that shit down. Because I really, before I knew Embiid broke his orbital bone, all right, I was like, yeah, this is a great series. But I think Embiid's on a mission. Philly's gonna pull it out. But it's so hard when you drop those first 2 games. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because you have to go back to Philly and win both games. If you lose one of those games in Philly, then you face Game 5 down 3-1 in Miami. You know it's going to be a whiteout game. They're traditional like that in closeout games, and you know it's going to be loud, wild, and it's going to be a tough place to play and win. You know, so I believe in Embiid. I said Heat and 6 sort of like that, but I still think the Heat will win it in 6. I think Philly wins this game 2-2. Miami wins in Miami. And then, like I said, that stat I threw out there, the teams that are favored to win the series 3-2 on the road have won that since 2015. I think the Heat will pull it in Philly in heartbreaking fashion. And I would not be surprised if the fans storm the court and the angry mob is running after James Harden because, I mean, they could have got Halliburton. They could have got multiple guys to come in. You know what I'm saying? But Daryl Morey wanted his guy. He wanted James. That was your last target chip, and you used it on James Harden.
So I'm actually going Philly in 7. To me, what I'm seeing right now is, especially if Embiid can play, right? If Embiid can play, I'm seeing, because to me, the Miami Heat, they are a grinded out team. They are a nice team. Don't get me wrong. But when I watch them, they are the most inconsistent team in this playoffs to me. It's like Jimmy Butler is a star that doesn't always show up and be a star. And even like the game the other night, game 3, right? Even when you watch that game, you see, all right, on nights that Jimmy Butler shows up, the rest of the team don't. It seemed like a lot of times Jimmy Butler shows up on nights out of necessity, but he cannot keep that going over a 6-7 game period, right? You putting a lot on Tyler Herro when Jimmy Butler decides, hey, he's gonna have them games where he only scoring 14 points. You putting a lot on Tyler Herro to come out and be that guy. You putting a lot on Bam to be that guy, and it's just against Embiid, Bam is not gonna have that opportunity. You see, Philly, they got a lot of holes. James Harden is one of them. Like, he's not, I don't know. It just seems like he disconnected from basketball. It is a lot of times it just seems like he doesn't care. But you see the young gun like Maxey, who's giving it his all, who's going out here like he's going to make something happen. So I don't know. To me, as long as Embiid is playing, I feel like Philly has the better team to win. You know, Victor Oladipo, yes, he is nice off the bench, but what are you asking from him every night? Are you asking him to go out and get you 30 every night? Because if you are, he's not going to do that for you. So I don't know. To me, I'm looking at the matchup, and it's just a bad matchup for Philly. And also, you know, I'm gonna speak truth right now. Fuck the Miami Heat. I said this in our group chat the other day, and I'm gonna say it now. Fuck the Heat. And yeah, and if they do win, they better hope Boston don't make it through because we're sweeping them fools.
Okay.
Saying on paper, who has a talented squad? I don't know what the name. I think Philly does on paper. But who has the better team chemistry and better understanding of, you know, closing out games? Right, that the Miami Heat have that by a long shot. There's a lot of individuality.
Which has been there.
There's a lot of individuality in Philly right now. But the one thing the Miami Heat do, regardless of who's playing consistent and who's not, they have that next man up approach or like that, and they all play as a team. Jimmy could go out there and get 14 points, you know what I'm saying? But the Gabe Vincent, Tyler Herro, Max Strus, Victor Oladipo, Dwayne Dedmon can come off the bench and get 10, 12 points each. Now you're looking at 50, 40 points off the bench or like that, including what your starters are doing. You know what I'm saying? That's the element of the game that the Miami Heat have that Philly doesn't have. they live and die with that starting lineup because off the bench, who's coming off the bench in Philly to provide buckets consistently? Nobody. There's nobody off the bench coming off the bench doing that. You know? You're swapping out Thibault because I mean theoretically you're 4-on-5 on offense every time Thibault's on the floor, and kind of same thing with Danny Green unless he gets an open corner three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially with no, there's no, and you saw with no Embiid, they were getting rolled every game.
So
eventually the Miami Heat are going to pull away. You know what I'm saying? But with Embiid, he changes the way that you guard, changes the way that you play on defense, on offense, especially because, like we talked about with who was it? I forgot who we talked about, but like you go on the court and you miss a layup or you miss a three, that's 2 points on the other side because there's no one who can contain Embiid. You know.
So let all right, let's look at this stat line from the other night, right? The Miami Heat starters, right? PJ had 4 points. Jimmy Butler had 33. Bam had 9. Struce had 9, and Kyle Lowry had 0. Right?
Did he play?
Huh?
I think Kyle Lowry played.
They say he played 25 minutes
and got 0 points.
And got 0 points.
I ain't gonna happen again.
That's not gonna happen again. I don't think so.
Right. And then you look at the bench when Victor Oladipo give you 6, Tyler Herro give you 14, and then Desmond gave you 4. So
what about Duncan Robinson? What did he do off the bench?
DMP.
Really?
So when you
all the money not to use him in the playoffs, that's crazy.
When you're looking at this, it's like, all right, cool. Where are their points coming from? So they see, and this is the thing, bro. Even when they have this collective, even when they all collectively are going right, Jimmy points gonna drop down to 14. If Jimmy was a star that like every single game you knew you were getting 25 from, I feel like the Miami Heat would be.
No, but his impact is deeper than what the stat sheet says. Is the point I'm trying to make, right? And yes, they got him that night, right? But you don't think they're not going to come out the next game with some adjustments? Then you're wrong because 2 games Philly lost, right? What was the difference between game 1 and game 2? Nothing. The only difference in this game is they had their all-world talent in Embiid. You know what I'm saying?
And if he played tonight, he's probably going to play again, next week. Embiid, there's a reason why I feel like Embiid was MVP this year, right? He does. Hey, man, look, he does a lot more. He does a lot more out there because even him, he didn't have the best of games, right? How often is Joel going to give you 18 points? Like when you look at the score, it's like a score from like the 80s or the 90s, 99 to 79, didn't even break 100. But how often are you going to see Joel Embiid giving you 18 points? How often? Well, James Harden, we spoke on him, but he only gave 17 points. I don't know, man. To me, this Philly team is a bad matchup for. The Heat. What the Heat probably wished is that they played us and Philly could get taken care of by Milwaukee, and then hopefully they can play Milwaukee because I feel like they match up well with Milwaukee for some reason. I feel like they just got the number, but I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just how the shit goes.
We'll have to see. I mean, at the same time, if you look at these game 3s when the series and when it gets once all the low-hanging fruit gets weeded out in the playoffs, and you see the top 4 seeds from each division is the ones that are playing right now, right? Once the series shifts again to that hometown team, they win that game because they're finally in front of their fans or whatever like that, and they're either down 2-0 or it's a tied series, and they're like, yo, we have to get this game. You know what I'm saying? We have to get this game because you don't want to be in the position game 4 down 2-1 and you fuck around and have an off night. And now you're 3-1 going back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got series. You know what I'm saying? So they always go all out. Like the Mavs went all out last night, you know what I'm saying, against Phoenix. And the Suns hung around as long as they could, and then they finally just pulled away. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Philly. The game was tight for a while, and then Philly just pulled away. You know, but I think it's 2-2 going to Miami.
All right.
No. Sorry, correct myself. I think it's 3-1 going to Miami.
So
I think Miami wins this one. I think they make
and Philly win one, and then Miami closes out.
Yeah, Miami in 6.
All right. So let's move on. We got the Celtics versus the Bucks. Right now, 1-1. I think the game is today. In the series, I'm going Celtics, and it's not even off bias, right? When I watched that first game, right, I think it's going 6. I'm gonna say 6. But when I watched that first game, I watched the Celtics get off to a slow start, first of all, and second of all, we were not rebounding. The second chance points that they got in that first game was ridiculous. I honestly, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has to play better. They have been, I don't know. I think they gave a lot of effort in that first series against Brooklyn. Now it's kind of like catching up with them, but they have to play better. And I think, it's hard to stop Giannis. Your best bet is to make him be inefficient, and that's what we have been doing. We have been making him go under 40%. And I think we can win this series in 6. What do y'all think?
I think so too. If the way you're not gonna stop him outright that, because they got this squad set up. It's Giannis surrounded by a lot of shooters, right? And if they're stroking it that night, then I mean, it's you might as well just look to the next game, because you're not going to be able to stop him from penetrating the paint and them getting open shots. The best way to mitigate that, and the Suns did it those first 2 games, I don't know why we went away from it, was you play a 3-2 zone. You know what I'm saying? You zone the perimeter right that. You let him drive, and you let him make a decision. Either he's going to go when he gets met by somebody, or he's going to dish it out. But you already have your guys already spread out. Instead of just crashing on him, you know what I'm saying, throwing everybody at him, because he can dish it now a little bit, you know what I'm saying? The best way to mitigate that is playing the zone when he's on the court. I think Boston, though, does win in 6, because without Chris Middleton, you know what I'm saying, you can't consistently rely on Drew Holiday to make up for those points between the two. Chris Middleton is a bucket, you know what I'm saying? So if it was Middleton, Holiday, Giannis against Tatum, Brown, or like that, I'd be like, yeah, this is a 7. This one's going to go 7, you know? But the series is going to Milwaukee, so I think Milwaukee actually either they take this one today or Boston smacks them in the mouth, because honestly, Boston can't get out of their own way. You know what I'm saying? They literally have no holes on that squad offensively wise. You know what I'm saying? You have everything you could possibly want in that starting lineup over like that. And I think this is the squad that could beat Milwaukee. Only thing I'm worried about is what happens when Tatum and Brown aren't on the court, you know, where the bucket's coming from. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm kind of about. But Tatum and Brown are usually playing like 40-plus minutes, you know what I'm saying? So it's only for short spans of times. And the coach Udoka's smart. He's never going to have Brown and Tatum off the court at the same time. If anything, he'll take Tatum out early, let Brown run, bring Tatum back in, cycle them through, and then they're out there together. That's so smart.
So for them, it's more about Marcus Smart. If Marcus Smart is there, that's when Derek White comes off the bench and he gives you that energy off the bench, which has been working. I don't know, Howard, what you think about this series?
Well, how long is Chris Middleton out?
They don't got no timetable. It's kind of
that is unfortunate, because if it was Chris Middleton was playing, I probably would take the Bucks in 6 because they won their one game. But now with him out, it's really hard. I mean, can Giannis do it? Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't.
That Celtics team is deep. It's deep. It would take him to do what he did in the finals last year, the 40 and 10, 4 straight games. But he'd only have to do it 3 straight games. Let's see. But you know what I mean? He'd have to do something like that again. Something pretty ridiculous to pull this off. Not saying he can't. It's just you only have so many magic cards up your sleeve. And if Chris Middleton's going to be out any longer than this series, I mean, if he's out next series too, I mean, they're not going to win the next series against either the Heat or the 76ers. They don't, well, I think the 76ers pull it off. I think they can win without Middleton, but they're not going to be the Heat without Middleton. Not going to happen. But yeah, I like Boston's chances. I think Boston in 7. But the series is in Milwaukee right now. So that's one thing they got going for them is they got that home crowd. And they steal this game, this series could get interesting.
If they steal both games, that's like a worst case scenario. Now you're gonna, because not that they've never been there before like that, but they haven't been this far in in some time over like that. So they go down 3-1. You're gonna see Brown and Tatum forcing a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when they start playing that ISO basketball, that's when they're at their weakest point.
Yeah.
Brown and Tatum will get their buckets, but nobody else is getting involved. So when you hit Hart in the corner, he hasn't touched the ball in like 9 minutes or like that. He's bricking or like that. You're not getting Robert involved. You're not getting Horford involved or like that. But I don't know. It's interesting because on paper, Boston, at least talent-wise on their side, it's crazy to say, kind of trumps it just very slightly. But then matchup-wise, if they run that Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Giannis, Garrison Allen, Drew Holiday lineup, that one gave them fits that first game,
So,
but
I think I'm not sorry to cut you off, but I think we unlocked something last game. I think we unlocked all right. So even though Grant Williams not the tallest of guys, he's strong. So with Giannis having the
EJ,
with Giannis having the bang down there, like Giannis. He can't just bully Grant Williams. Like, of course, if he get under the rim, he gonna dunk on Grant Williams. That's obvious. But Giannis getting down there, it was a battle. Like you seen that one time where he got the delayed game after he finally made that shot. He just held the ball because he was tired. Him having to bang down there with Grant Williams all day. I think we unlocked something.
And the thing is, Grant Williams, you can afford for him to collect 4, 5, 6 fouls.
Yes.
You'd rather lose Grant Williams and tire Giannis out and have Al Horford for the fourth quarter because at least he can produce offensively. Not that Grant Williams can, but I mean,
he had a good offensive game last game.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if you look at the margin of victory that y'all had over like that, it's kind of alarming because it's like, damn, like y'all like rolled them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, what adjustments? I mean, they are the defending champs, so I can't count them out. Like this series is done in a wash because I mean they have the best player on the basketball court in Giannis. You know what I'm saying?
And
they're always in it.
And don't get me wrong, we had that big lead, but there were stretches where we won where we could not score, which was also alarming. Like we scored when we needed to, but for a while it kept
And that's another thing, right? So when y'all aren't shooting well over like that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't really get to that front line of defense to get an easy bucket. Milwaukee has that trump card in their back pocket at all times. That we're not shooting, give it to him, put his head down. Either he's gonna get fouled or he's gonna take it to the rack. You know what I'm saying? That can slow the game down and you can get points without the clock ticking. So when you're playing with a deficit, you're trying to cut the deficit or like that. You scoring without the clock ticking is perfect, or like that. And you have that trump card every time you go on the court with Giannis.
Yeah, I think also I think in this series what's going to happen a lot. Also, I think Giannis going to have to, because he got away with a couple of that should have been charges, right? He's going to have to get better at playing in control, especially on that spin move that he likes to do. Because when he does that spin move, it's not that he's out of control, but he don't mind contact either. So he kind of got to be a little more disciplined, because who knows game by game what the referees are thinking. Some games just little taps or the calling foul. Some games just like they let them play a little bit. So Giannis gonna have to be a little more disciplined, especially with his spin move, because the Celtics that has a team that willing to take charges, and if he get in foul trouble, that's kind of
Wrap. That's
like.
a wrap.
Like Drew Holiday and Bobby Portis can only keep you in the game for so long,
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's move on to the west side of things. We're gonna save Phoenix for last. We're gonna go right now to Memphis and Golden State. This is a series, y'all. This is a series. What's up? What y'all think?
I think this might be the shortest series. I think Golden State has a chance to end this in 5. I really do. And yes, I understand the GRIZZ came out and had that remarkable performance, but Ja ain't gonna do that every game. No, don't get me wrong, that shit was great. I like Ja. I watched the whole game, but you also gotta think Golden State was not shooting well.
Yeah, they shot
and that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this is not gonna last. They shot 5 lost Gary Payton and we're only down by 5 points. And Ja's having the game of his life.
Yeah. It be a series.
At the same time, if you look at this series, either team could be down 2-0 right now. The Warriors could very easily be down 2-0 right now.
It wasn't for Clay in that first game, you right?
Yeah, so I think at the least it's going 6. I feel like it might go 7.
Losing Gary Payton hurts them a lot because his activity on the defensive end hurts them. But I completely agree with what Howard's saying. I think does not lose a game the rest of the way. Gary Payton or not. Because Memphis is fun. They're deep. It's a great roster right there. But they're still a year away. And I'm going to say this because they still make the inexperienced mistakes that inexperienced teams make. And you saw it in the last series, right? Where they couldn't hold a lead or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, if Golden State gets up 26 points, right? Do you really think Golden State's going to let that? No, the game's over. They're not going to lose. They have that veteran leadership and they have the whatever it is, but they're not going to lose a lead like that. You know what I'm saying? The way that youthful teams do. You know what I'm saying? You let a team get back into the games, all right, slowly but surely, and you can't do that against a team like this. 20 points is nothing in the NBA anymore. 5-10 years ago, you're down 20. Oh, damn, game's over. That's it. And if they come back, it's an act of God. 20 points is nothing. I've seen teams erase 20-point leads within the same quarter. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing anymore. And especially against a team like this, going back to Golden State, where they all it takes is one Curry 3 to go down, and that place is on its feet the rest of
the
Yeah.
With Peyton being out, you're gonna have to trust Clay more. Clay's gonna have to play some more minutes or whatever like that, and I feel like he's gonna have a big series. I feel like he's gonna be their X factor in this series because Memphis tipped their hand already these first 2 games that they're gonna live and die with John Morant and his creativity or whatever like that because there is no interior presence outside of the energy of Brandon Clark. You know what I'm saying? You can't use Steven Adams in a series really, and if you do, not for long. Only when Looney's out there because he's a liability. When they go that with all the shooters like that and Draymond Green, he's a liability because
he's not. Draymond has no offensive game. Like
you're missing the point. I'm saying Draymond's not going to be in the paint, right? So where's Steven Adams going to be? He can't just sit in the paint, right? Because he's going to be leaving a shooter open. So it's going to draw him from the paint or like that, and there's going to be no one to crash the boards.
Why not? If Draymond beats you off threes, you tip your hand, you clap it up.
No, he doesn't have to beat Steven Adams.
No. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Steven Adams don't have to play up on Draymond. If Draymond beats you off 3, you let Steven Adams stay right there at the free throw line where he can turn around and get the boards. I don't know if he's still injured or whatever is going on with him if he's playing, but you keep him at that free throw line. And if Draymond beats you off 3s, you tip your hat to him and you keep it pushing. You don't have to play up on Draymond. Draymond is not that threat that's going to beat you like that. You get what I'm saying? The only problem with that is if how Draymond do his little handoff picks, Steven Adams got to step up. That could be the only problem right there.
But that's what I'm saying. Because Steven Adams is so slow-footed, when they do his handoff picks to Curry or Clay, and Draymond sets that pick on Curry's man, Adams has to try and catch up with Curry, as elusive as his ass is, and he's either going to pull up or he's going to take it straight to the hole. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Jaren Jackson crashing, trying to stop, and he don't know how to use his hands without fouling or like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he picked fouls. It's been a problem since he came into the league. But what I'm trying to say is, Golden State got 5 of 19 from 3, right? And we're down by 5. If they only hit half of their threes, it's a totally different series. It's 2-0 going to Golden State, and they could possibly get swept. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have Dylan Brooks this next game either.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks hurts them not having it more than Gary Payton hurts the Warriors. They can compensate for that with their scoring. Yes, they lose the defense off the bench, but they can compensate with their scoring, and Wiggins is going to have to play more minutes.
And here's the thing. Before, like, the whole Memphis doing that Bane thing and Ja dancing, and if you were with me when we lost, don't be with me now. This whole, like, I like Ja Morant, but this whole, like, whatever swag they're trying to, like, we're the swaggy team, whatever. All that shit's gonna end when they go to Golden State, and the Splash Bros just start raining. Like, I'm waiting for this team to go off and Ja to sit there and realize, damn, Steph Curry is still that dude. I'm still waiting for my moment. Because it's coming. Because you can see it when Steph's looking. You can see it.
But all right. But what we have seen from Steph is he has not shown up in the playoffs in recent history.
Did you watch that last series?
No. I'm not saying this year. I'm saying in recent history in big games, Steph have not shown up in the playoffs.
Regardless of that,
tune in.
No, what I'm saying is, regardless of whatever stats, wherever you get that from like that, Memphis is going to get in their own way based on what Howard just said. Because when you get to this point in the playoffs like that, you can't make those kind of mistakes that they make like that, those youthful, inexperienced mistakes. You can see the inexperience on them, and you can hear it. They carry swag, but they don't carry the swagger to, I don't even know how to put the championship caliber team. They're not that yet. They're a year away.
So do I agree the Golden State's going to win? Yes. Do I think that they're going to at least win one more? I think Memphis at least gets one more. To me, I don't see them losing 3 straight.
I think Golden State wants to get this series over so they can rest up with Phoenix, because Phoenix actually matches up pretty well with them. So they need all the rest they can get. Because
I think this series go at least. I think this series go at least 6. I think, and with a possibility of 7, because it's not like either team is losing by
Dude, you forget who they're dealing with, right? All that, like, just all dancing and shit talking and stuff. You're sitting there and you're poking the fucking bear. You know,
Yeah.
And you just lost your best defender over right that for a flagrant 2 over right that. And you're sitting there dancing, and if you ain't with me back then when we was down, don't be with me now when you're up right that. That's great and all. Get the fans excited. They have something to cheer about finally over right that. But you gotta keep your head on straight over right that. You gotta understand who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? The game could be close. The game could be close, and 5 minutes later you're down 16 points right there. Because Curry done hit 3, they done hit 2. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
here's the thing: your next 2 games are in Golden State too. It's not like you got that home crowd advantage anymore. You got to be in Golden State.
So you don't think Memphis can creep out one more? Like it just
be in Memphis. I don't see, especially
very.
Especially, I'm saying because of what they did if they would have been like they won that game and like no talking, just working. Like we're all about business or like that. You know what I'm saying? The dancing, you don't understand. You're missing the point, dude. All that dancing and stuff, and they're going to Golden State. They're setting themselves up for failure because they're going to get inside their own head. They're going to try and play. They're going to try and play with swag rather than play, the game that they need to beat the Warriors. You know what I'm saying?
You don't change anything up now. That dancing, that talking shit, that's what got them there. You don't change that now.
Actually, no. They easily could have been sitting at home right now. They lost that series. Minnesota. Minnesota beat themselves. Minnesota beat the brakes out of them 2 in Game 4 and could have won the series straight up 4-1. So for you to say that the Warriors can't do it,
I don't disagree with you. They could be sitting at home. But when I'm watching a series, I'm looking at a series that could easily be 2-0 for Memphis. Memphis could easily be up 2-0 right now. Golden State could easily be up 2-0 right now. And what I am saying is, I'm not saying that Memphis is ready to win right now, like they're going to win the series. But I think they can get at least one more game. That's all I'm saying. I think they can get at least one more game.
One more game, it'll be Game 5. They ain't going to win the ball on their home.
They're not going to Golden State.
But they're not going to win it. Because they don't have the shooting to keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? They have the swag, the defense, the depth, but they don't have the consistent shooting to keep up with Golden State. Everybody on Golden State can shoot. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green is probably their worst shooter, and he shot fucking 30% from 3. And that's not even that bad. You know what I'm saying? For a forward.
Well, Jaren Jackson has been shooting well, right? Last game, they showed that they can get into Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, he's going to have decent games, but sometimes he get into dribbling too much, right? When they now without Poole, they're probably going to play Kuminga more, right? I think Kuminga got this thing where he just trying to prove that he belongs. So a lot of times it seems like he got that Carmelo effect when he touches the ball, it become a black hole, and he gotta go. I don't know, man. I think
you counter Brandon Clark because he's actually a problem at the end of the series. You counter Brandon Clark with Kuminga because he can match his athleticism 1v1 or like that, and he can go out there and score no fucking points and do dick or like that. But he could at least grab a couple boards, you know what I'm saying, and get out and transition.
But when Kuminga touches the ball, if you watch Kuminga, when he touches the ball, bro, he don't pass it. He go.
That's why he's not getting any minutes. And when he realizes that, playing on the Warriors, it's all about dribble handoffs and screen handoffs, and you'll get your points when they come over like that. Then he'll start getting more meaningful minutes over like that. But till then, he's not going to get any minutes.
So when I look at it, the Warriors are a very deep team, right? You got Aldo still, you got Wiggins, you got Poole, you got Kuminga, you got all these guys. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that they're not going to win this series. I'm just saying I think Memphis can at least creep out one more game.
And no one's negating you that. And if they do get one, it'll be in Memphis. I'm saying they won't win a game in Golden State, and they're going to have to win the series. And I don't think it happens.
I mean.
Yeah, I think they crushed their soul. If
they would have went up 2-0 in Memphis, they could lose every game and go win all their games at home and win 4-3. But because they split that one, I don't think they win a game. That atmosphere is what I'm saying. And lacking this, I wouldn't be surprised if they get rolled this Game 3.
Both games. You
know what I'm saying? Especially without Dylan Brooks like that, because he's causing problems on the perimeter, and he plays hard and he shoots lights out like that. You take that off the court over like that. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see this game today. I want to see if the score is close. I think there's a chance for Game 4. They might get a chance to win Game 4. But if they get rolled, yeah.
Listen, the game will be close. What I'm saying is they're going to lack the consistent shooting to keep it close, because eventually Golden State will probably just pull away. You know what I'm saying? They're going to trade 2s for 3s. And last time I checked, 3s count more than 2s. You know what I'm saying?
True. But they play defense too, right? They play defense. They got it, especially without Steven Adams out there. They got something where they can kind of switch everything, right? And it's not a guarantee. Like Golden State has, I'll just say last game they weren't hitting like they were supposed to, right? I don't expect that to keep up, right? But also, you would think that Curry and Thompson would be shooting more. Jordan Poole kind of yanks that shit, bro. Jordan Poole feel like he's on the same level now as a Curry and Thompson. So
in that Denver series, he looked like the third splash bar, that third series. That first series.
Did. But Jordan Poole yanks that motherfucker.
The thing is, you can't board Jordan Poole for yanking. Steve Kerr's giving him the green light. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So what he's doing is okay.
Facts.
I'm gonna take a step back from half court. You know what I'm saying? he thinks he's okay. You know what I'm saying?
So,
But they've been here before. You know what I'm saying? They've been here before, and they've got more youth. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Curry's not gonna not shoot well in Golden State. He's not gonna.
Only 3 people have been there though. Well, 4, but Iggy ain't playing. Only 4 of them has been there before.
They're the most important people on the team. That's the.
As I said, the only 4 I need, baby.
That's the only 4 you need. They're the most important people on the team. It's not like it's 4 dudes at the end of the bench who've been there. This is all of us are getting our cherries popped. This is our first time, like Memphis. No, the 4 most important people on the team are the 4 people that have been there, and 3 of them are in the starting lineup right now.
True.
You know.
True. Like, I don't know, man. I think they can win one more. That's all I'm saying.
I think you want them to win one more.
That's what I'm saying. I think
you want them.
I think you want them to win because they're the people's team. You can't hate the Memphis Grizzlies. You're weirdo because they're fun to watch. You want to root for them because they are fun to watch.
No. And for me, it's not even a want to win. It's just when you look at the margins of victory so far in the series, it hasn't been a blowout. It could go either way. So I feel like Memphis got the opportunity to win one. I could be proven wrong. If today they come out, right, and they get blown out, it's like, all right, my whole theory is proven wrong. You know?
Now that I think about it, there might not even be a blowout in this series because you can't let off the gas pedal on either one.
Yeah.
Because so that there's no lead that Memphis can't come back from. They showed up the last series. And there's no lead that Golden State can't shave down and make it a ball game again. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really let off the gas pedal on either one of these teams or like that. So it could be close games here on out. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win another one.
All right. Cool. Let's move on to your Suns and Mavericks. The Suns are up 2-1. They took an L last night. How you feeling about it, Joe?
I'm not worried at all. When I look at this Dallas roster, I see Luka Doncic, right? Luka, Nick written in gold.
The Dallas Lucas?
Luka Mavericks is what I call them. The Luka Mavericks. You look at the player officers, it's just I like Finney Smith. He's a tad above everybody else. It's just players. That's all it is. It's just a lot of overachieving role players that had a good shooting night. You know what I'm saying? They shot lights out last night. And up until the fourth quarter, all right, that like with 2 minutes left is when they pulled away. I don't think that's sustainable at all. You know what I'm saying? The Suns are just hey, it sucks for Luka because I like Luka. I respect his game. He plays hard. He's a lot stronger than I thought he was. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, he walked bridges. Did you see that?
Put him in a blender, dropped his shoulder, checked him, and laid it up, and then did a little. I was like, damn, that's a strong boy right there. But even then, right? You know what I mean? They were playing. But look at it like this, right? In that game, right? They were playing perfect basketball, right?
Yeah.
They were only up by 2. You know what I'm saying? And they never had to lead again after that. Reggie Bullock is shooting lights out right now. He's the Reggie Jackson of last year, overachieving. We know who he is, right? Finney Smith, I like Finney Smith. He does his thing. He tries right there. Dwight Powell, he's a man amongst boys. He can't guard Aiden. He can't guard Aiden. He can't keep up with the screens right there. He doesn't know whether to flash when Chris Paul or to guard Aiden. And that's the other thing. Booker and Paul can drive whenever they want. You know what I'm saying? Brunson had a good game last night, but I don't know. I mean, it sucks for Luka. Like, I don't they have to play, and this is a terrible team to play because this is a terrible matchup for them. You know what I'm saying? Because every counter punch they have, the Suns have a jab for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they have to play perfect basketball. I think it could go 6. You know what I'm saying? I think Suns win tomorrow, and then they could steal one in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? And then the Suns just win it out. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win another game either. To be honest.
So you willing to give this series 6 games, but you're not willing to give Memphis a 6 game?
Because it's Luka. That's why.
That's why. Because I mean, Josh, get me wrong, Josh. He had to score damn near 50 points for them to win. You know what I'm saying? That's not sustainable at all. You know what I'm saying? Luka's been scoring 40 a night. That's because the thing is we're gonna let him score 40. We're not gonna get ourselves in foul trouble trying to stop him. We're gonna let him score 40, but not let anyone else do anything. They just shot lights out from 3 because they were at home. Their first game at home. Good for them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they win another game. It's gonna be so difficult because every matchup that comes onto the court is a mismatch outside of Luka. You know what I'm saying? Brunson can't keep up with Chris Paul. Reggie Bullock for sure can't guard Brooker. Finney Smith and Bridges are kind of a wash. They kind of do the same thing. Who is it? Crowder is a better shooter than Kleber, consistent wise. And Dwight Powell don't know what to do with 8. They have no answer. Out there, they don't know what to do with him. They got him looking like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out there. And JaVale McGee thinks he's Akeem Olajuwon. They allowed him. I mean, I don't know. It's just they have no answer for it. And Dinwiddie, I really thought I thought he would have showed up a lot more when he came to Dallas. I'm like, okay, he can shine on this squad, but I don't know. He's not the dude I thought he was.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Howard, or whoever.
Yeah, I want this game to go 6, just because I love watching Luka play. Like, the dude is just fun. I want to see more games of him, more meaningful games. I want to see. I want him to, like, if there's one person that's not not my team, obviously. There's one player I say I need to see him get a ring for. It's all said and done. It's him, because he's just so much fun to watch. I'm a big fan, but yeah, no. Do I think they do this again? No. I'm actually a little surprised they won one game. I'm glad they did. I'd like to see another one, but I don't think so. I think it's 5. I want, like Pettigrew wants 6. I want 6. I don't think there's a chance in hell it's 7. If that happened, someone got hurt, or they literally someone got hurt, or they're shooting lights out like Golden State. They're shooting like 40% from 3, averaging or something like that. Like, it had to be some anomaly to go 7. I think y'all clean up. I think they win 2 more, and the series is over. I want 6. I'm going to say that. I want 6. Not hating. I just want to see more Luka.
Give me a high 5. That shit done at 5, my boy.
Yeah.
Look, man, we got to have a couple more press conferences of Jason Kidd basically throwing his whole team under the bus, but Luka. We about to, and I appreciate Jason Kidd for man, look.
Oh, it's the truth, bro. Luka go out there and have 45 points and 12 assists, right? And I don't know how he's getting these assists. It's got to be there. He's passing them layups or whatever like that. And nobody else is doing absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going up against the best team in the league, right? Probably one of the deepest rosters in the league, with probably the smoothest 2-guard in the league, and maybe one of the greatest point guards of our generation. You know what I'm saying? And all you got is Luka Doncic, which isn't. It looked like it was enough last night, the last game, or like that. But it's not. If Luka has an off night, they're fucked. Straight point. Yeah. Because if nobody's gonna step up and compensate for that.
There was one game. Which box score was it? I was looking at the box score because I watched it. I'm like, damn, he is no help. I'm looking at the box score, and there's like 3 or 4 people that played like 10 to 15 minutes that had zeros across the board for Dallas. So like, what?
Game 2, the second highest score behind his like 40,000 points he scored in game 2, like 12 points or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, nah, he if Luka pulls this out, there's no chance he does, right? But even if he sends it 7th, he definitely going into next year kind of on that MVP. And also, it might be time to start looking at him as one of the best players in the league. He is one of the best players, but he might be it's hard to say he's better than Giannis.
So hypothetically speaking, right? Like, yeah, huge if, act of God kind of type if, or like that. If he pulls this off, because it would be him, he will be so dog tired in that next series because those are just as deep. And Memphis, I thought Phoenix was bad. Memphis would be a terrible matchup for them. The way they fly around the perimeter and stuff. So all those speeds that they were getting over like that aren't going to be there no more. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Bullock can't put the ball on the floor and, drive the paint. Dorian Finney-Smith, that's not really his game. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really fault him for that. Kleber, absolutely fucking not. You know what I'm saying? He has no business dribbling in basketball. And Dwight Powell, a one-trick pony. He's just there for energy and rebounds. Against Memphis, and especially against the Warriors right there. There's no way he makes it out that series alive. If he makes it out of this one. There's no possibility.
He doesn't make it out of
They don't have the personnel. They don't have the personnel to win these kind of series. The Utah one worked because Utah was broken. There's something about that team that was broken. You know what I'm saying? Their spirits, their whatever. And they did it without Luka. And, they felt great about themselves and they ran into a fucking freight train and got humbled. But they're doing the same thing Memphis is doing. All that yapping and all that stuff. And, we got one, flipping the bird, all that stuff. Fine. Cool. Have your moment because you will face this again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you look?
I didn't.
There's only literally two competent people coming off that bench with Dinwiddie and Kleber. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them are like circus. You got Trey Burke and Pinson and Boban and shit like that. What the fuck? And
they definitely need to hit free agency hard this year.
They need a
love of God.
Well, first of all, Brunson should be number one.
They're letting the wrong guys walk and they're paying the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Like that Kristaps, it didn't really do anything for him because it doesn't cancel out the money because Dinwiddie and Bertans combined make what Kristaps made. But honestly, right now, if Kristaps is healthy, you'd rather have Kristaps than what's it called? Bertans, because he's not even playing in Dinwiddie. Because at least Kristaps would keep Ayton out of the paint. Luka would have free reign. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can guard him. All right, it's crazy to say. There's nobody on Phoenix that can guard Luka. You know what I'm saying?
He's like a little chubby guy. So nobody's smaller than him. And then the thing is, he's not fast, but he's not slow. He's great at getting into his spot.
He's one of the big boys who can move. And even if you get in front of him and get him to pick up his dribble, he's got that little dirt. Jump shot. You know what I'm saying? And it goes in. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll hit you with some okie doke right there and have you looking stupid. And I wonder really how strong he really is. The way Bridges just cracked like that, I was like, damn, Luka's strong. Because then you look at him in the face, he's kind of like fat in the face, and he's got that goofy ass look on his face. It's like you think he's just a white boy crap, but I mean,
him and Yoke, they grew up in the hood where they're from.
Same thing with Jokic right there. Yeah. Everybody sees some big 7 foot cuddle, teddy bear right there. But this man is 7 feet, probably 300 pounds in the off season. He's got 7 brothers or something like that. He's no bitch either, And people be trying to play him because he's finesse kind of guy. They be trying to play him like he's some sissy or whatever like that. But it's gonna take the wrong person to piss him off, and he gonna go complete Serbian.
Mark Morris.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the Morris brother. He came. Yeah, I remember that.
When he snapped his neck or some shit like that. He hit him with a forearm.
Yeah.
Morris, I don't know. But if they could find some kind of way, God, if God could intervene and find some kind of way to get Luka and Jokic on the same team, that's all they would.
God, it's over.
All they would need, just them two. It'd be fine. Yeah. You could have all the other role players, and that's all they would need. Just them two together.
Yo,
let me ask you a question.
What if they made go ahead.
Before we forget, what was your comments on Luka and the old folly he had on Chris Paul? That he you know what I'm talking about, where you reenacted Chris Paul doing the take. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Because Chris Paul is living rent-free in all their minds right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Because Chris Paul is getting all the calls. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his little hand-checking thing, and they're not calling it. But the second they touch him, he's getting called. He's getting a little swipe-through thing. And nobody can guard him in the mid-range. You know what I'm saying? So he's living rent-free in their head right now. So that's why you're getting all these overreactments from them. And they're, flexing after every layup, and getting the crowd involved and hyping it up and stuff like. We saw this with the Clippers last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Clippers out, and they overplayed their hand, or right that, and you saw that after they finally lost, right, that Beverly imploded and shoved Chris Paul, right, that he does this every series. He lives rent free in somebody's mind. In this series, it's Luka, him and Jake Crowder, because Jake Crowder has been Luka's ass this whole series.
Well, I'm about to ask y'all, man. What if they decide to do like an international big three, like Luka, Jokic, and Giannis?
They would veto. No way. They would veto it. They would veto it.
Yeah, you couldn't stop it.
Yo.
You could do.
Oh my lord, that would be insane.
You could throw me, you, and Howard out there as the rest of the starting lineup, and we'd probably win a chip.
We're getting a chip. Yeah, we're getting a chip.
Kalani could be the head coach. All right, and Ivy could be the coach, and Caden could be coming off the bench too, and we'd win a chip.
Yeah, bro. This is, I don't know, bro. That would be insane.
Put a mustache on Denise and give her right there. You know what I'm saying? And we'd probably still win a chip, bro.
Yeah, bro. Easy day. No problem.
Cass could be the starting point guard. We win a chip. Easily. Riding on the sunset.
Yo, man. Well, hey, man, that's the playoff. So for Howard, you got Miami Celtics Eastern Conference Finals against Golden State and Phoenix. Okay, well, you have the same thing.
Yeah.
And me, I have Philly versus Boston, and then Golden State versus Phoenix. Well, all right.
Who do you think goes all the way from the East and who from the West? I'm not gonna say who. Because
I say Celtics versus Suns finals.
Really?
That I don't know. That's how I'm looking at it. Celtics versus Suns finals. What about you?
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna ride the Celtics, but I just have a feeling. I don't know, Golden State. I feel like this is that year they come back and they fucking do it again, man. I do. I'm not hating on Phoenix. There's just something. I don't know. I just got the sick feeling. It's going to be something sickening. But that's what I got.
What about you?
Don't get me wrong. I'd rather see Memphis in the next round than Golden State, just because of their inexperience right there. And I feel like the Suns could take advantage of that. Obviously, I'm going to take the Suns. The best team for a reason. It's going to be a war. Don't get me wrong. There's no innocent early. It's going to be 7 games. All right, that. And we have the home court advantage, but I take Suns, and I already what's it called? I already balls deep into this Heat thing or right that. Like I said earlier, so I got no slight to you, Pettigrew. I honestly
no.
But I already committed to that whole Heat thing like months ago when we were on the show, right? That so I would go Suns, Miami.
All right, let me get this on my chest. First of all, I want to see the Heat in this next round. Fuck the Heat.
Be careful. The Bible says, "Call upon the devil, and he shall appear." So,
man, that's cute. Fuck the Heat. Yo, we owe the Heat. We owe the Heat. And I'm gonna tell you why. From the days of them, D Wade trying to break Rondo's fucking arm, from Ray Allen deciding he's too soft to ride it out with us and go to the Heat, from the bubble, us losing to these trash ass motherfuckers in the bubble. Yo, we owe the Heat. We want to see them. We owe them. So
that bubble shit hurts.
Yeah, seriously.
That was Harlow Hero right there. Tyler Hero. That was Jack Harlow Tyler Hero right there. That's like he took.
Facts, we owe them. So yes, let it be the Heat. I want to see the Heat. If we can get past the Bucks, I want to see the Heat.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yo, we're not worried about them. We're not worried about them Because also in that bubble, Bam was a monster, but now Robert Williams had developed. Yo, he gonna have to see Robert down there. He is going to have to see him down there. Bring it.
All right, I like it.
I feel like that would be a good series. I feel like the media wants Philly to keep going with this whole James Harden saga, and I really don't care anymore. I feel like
James Harden.
Otherwise, it'd be better for basketball, for Bucks, Celtics, like that.
It's not. It's not good for basketball. What are you gonna tell your kids? Hey, watch James Harden. He's gonna win a chip. He sits up there and he does nothing.
I think it's better for the game. The quality of the game is better with the Heat against Boston or Milwaukee.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not advocating for Philly. Hell no. I'm saying because Heat it's like a cohesive like unit. You know what I'm saying? You got Boston. They kind of do the same thing. You got Milwaukee. All those guys are just put their head down and play ball kind of stuff. There's no drama.
Yeah.
Really, the drama team left is Philly. There's nobody else about no drama really, except them sissies in Dallas complaining about every fucking.
Yeah, here it is.
Team bitch about calls so much. Like he checked Crowder and then Crowder checked him and knocked him to the floor and called him a pussy right there. And he puts his hand up to the ref like, "Are you gonna do something?" Luka
He's got to get help. He's got to get help somewhere. He's got to get help from the refs.
He emasculates himself to get the tech right, and then who shot it? I think it was Bullock shot it and missed it.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yo, man. All right. So, well, hey, man, been another great episode. Hey, we're gonna see if our predictions come together. I feel like
way fucking off. It'll be Philly, Milwaukee. Philly will go all the way. It'll be Dallas versus Memphis, and Dallas will win the chip.
Yo, man, it's going to be crazy, and we're gonna see as far as Ja, he letting that right foot creep. Walking with a limp. Nah, but it's been another great show. This been the Stand Bounce podcast. Signing off. I'm your host, Corey P. Signing off for Howard and KWall. Have a good night.
Phoenix and 6.